Last night I was up around between 9 and 9:30 and I saw this thing dump. What is up? What is up, everyone? And welcome back to a Dad's Life show. My name is Christian, and here we talk about the good, the bad, the ups and downs of being a dad. Now, a couple things, all right? This one is another crypto video. If you guys are currently into crypto or even into just any market, really, you may have been seeing some scary things going on. Now, again, this is not financial advice. This is just my own experience, my own opinions, and what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, and what I'm doing. All right, so definitely recommend always do your own research. Look at many different angles and perspectives to be able to find your best solution based off of your judgment on those opinions and perspectives. Now, a couple things, all right? In my last video that we talked about crypto, I spoke a little bit on inflation and certain things like that. Now, the biggest thing is last night I was up around between 9 and 9:30 and I saw this thing dump. It was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, it was fluctuating between low 40s to higher 40s with, like milliseconds. It was just bouncing up and down all over the place. So a couple things that I've watched, I've heard from other people's opinions. A few people have been talking about this now for quite some time, ever since probably August, September, is that obviously inflation and everything that's going on in the world is a big problem. They've been printing tons of money and they've been propping up the economy with, putting money into the stock markets, putting the money into different, assets and different stuff like that. Now, again, I'm no expert, but from the experts that I do watch, a few of them have been saying that here in the United States that we would be going into deflation. Now, if you are invested into any markets or assets, and especially as a parent, depending, hopefully, the biggest thing is that whenever you're looking to invest, you should never invest more than what you're willing to lose. So, if you're okay with losing $100, then okay. If you're okay with losing $1,000, okay. If you're okay with losing 10,000, you're in a good spot in your life, but okay. Myself, it gets a little tricky, and at times I can get stressed out and feel that I'm, over leveraged into markets or certain assets. And, because we see, something like, high 20% correction. I'm going to call it a correction, that we saw on the markets, last night. And, luckily though, it bounced right back and it's seeming to just kind of hold, this region right here. But, like I said, I told you in the last one with inflation and everything that, the stock markets are going to take a big hit. Your 401ks, your Roths, all these different things are going to take a big hit. But, the Fed and I believe the U.S. government, and from what I've heard from other people talk, that they're going to try to save it. And I wouldn't expect anything less from them. You know what I mean? Whoever has the money and controls the money has the power. So, the Fed's going to want to try to keep that power with everything they got. And, Jerome Powell and other people have been coming out saying they're going to start tapering, saying they're going to start doing other things. They don't go into detail on what that's going to be like. But to me, that kind of checks some of the boxes that we may see some deflation go through. And, I believe a little bit, I believe some of it was manipulated from this correction and whatnot. But the biggest thing is if you're over leveraged, you got to really work a strategy. You really got to put the pen and paper down, look at your expenses, look at, your bills, everything you got, and reorganize everything and prioritize your money and figure out how you're going to, recoup from that loss. Now, if you're not over leveraged and you're just panicking because, you're down a decent amount, you just gotta relax. I'm really looking at that $40,000 line for Bitcoin. And if we go down into the 30s, I'm probably going to get rid of a decent amount of my holdings and just hold it in, on the sidelines and see how far down we go and slowly buy back in at some cheaper prices, which at the end of the day, if you're buying back in at cheaper prices, you're going to be able to accumulate more than what you had sold at. So, in turn, you're still even making more money in the long term than you may have lost. So, that's kind of my strategy when we've hit some of these big dips. And the only one that I've really worked that strategy with was, the one that we had in May. And it worked out pretty decently for some of them. I had some losses, which I learned from, and I figured out, how did I lose? What did I go off? Biggest thing right now is really just controlling your emotions. Doing your research, looking at different perspectives, but focusing on logic rather than emotion. Because, losing money and seeing, a giant red candle like that is a little emotional. I had, for about, the 15 to 20 minutes that I was watching that shit go crazy, I had to just calm down and start doing some research. I hopped on Twitter. I jumped into a little Bitcoin spaces and just crypto talk. And there was some really, really smart people in there giving their opinions, and it helped out a lot. So, personally, I've never really been on Twitter, but I got on Twitter just to get some extra information from multiple sources that maybe you can't find on YouTube or other social media platforms that give out some really, really great info. So definitely recommend getting into, Twitter for just immediate up-to-date opinions and, articles and just different information that might be able to assist you a little bit in trying to redirect your strategy and what, you should do, whether you should sell or you should hold on. So again, I'm looking at, that $40,000 range. And, if we break down into the 30s, like I said, I might start slowly getting out of some stuff. And, but, get multiple opinions and figure out, because one thing that I did watch multiple people like, Cryptos RS, George. I've watched, Elio Trade's channel with Crown. I watched, James from Invest Answers, and they're saying, hey, look at the charts prior to. This is a very normal correction that we're having, and this is actually setting us up for a big run up. I mean, we could see, I've heard and from a couple people, and it makes sense that, we could have some huge days coming up. And, I'm watching the 8th and the 9th of this coming week. I'm supposed to be up at Disneyland with the family on the 9th, but I've already told my lady, hey, I'm got these. You can set alarms and notification signals on some of these different exchanges to let you know where the price is going. And so I have some set up at different price levels, so I'll get a notification and let me know if it's hitting these levels. That way, I'm not going to look at my phone and I'm going to have my family time until one of those notifications comes up. And I've already told my lady that, and I'm hoping that we can have a good day. But, the last time we had a giant, parabolic move back in on May 8th, I was up on a mountain mining for some different turquoise and tunite and stuff for the entire day. Had no reception. When we came down off the mountain later that afternoon, I got all these notifications, saw it was all blowing up, and then it just ran down, and we went all the way, from May into July going down. So if you're brand new to it, learn to be patient and sit on your hands and do your research and then make a move. But, just figure out the best way to be able to make the move that you feel comfortable with. Again, if you're not over leveraged, I would just hold on, because I do believe a lot of these are going to go much higher. Other than that, we're going to see, again, look into different markets. The stock market has an influence on crypto. So it's important you hear what's going on with that. It's important you hear about world news, and it's important that you really, really understand how our financial system works. Study it, understand how our treasury works with the Fed, understand how the banks work and integrate into, the Fed and all these different things, and who controls our money and how our money works, and understand debt and all that stuff. I know I just threw a lot out there, but take the time to research. It's the weekend, hop on YouTube and just put in how does debt work? How does the US financial system work? How do central banks work? and look at the most recent videos on there, and you'll get some really, really good information. And, connect the dots. When you hear a lot of the same stuff and it makes sense, that's usually a verification that, okay, this is somewhat true, and to keep this on my radar. Other than that, again, don't panic. Don't put in more than you can, be willing to lose, because last thing you want to do is, lose what you're putting away for your family and all that. And at the end of the day, like I said in the last one, like my long terms are Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not even touching those. Those are still going, and I'm still going to be buying this Sunday. It's an automatic buy that goes in, and those I'll continue to accumulate forever. I don't care what the markets do. I don't care about any of that, because I'll continue to buy in for forever, until there's no more supply. And so when it goes down, I'm going to get in at a good price, much better than I bought in, the last couple months for those two. And then if it goes up, I'll buy higher. And then when it goes down in the bear market, I'll be buying lower every single week. So, that's the best way, dollar cost average on the ones that you're on a long-term hold. Other than that, if you like this, smash the like, subscribe, share this, and again, just relax. But do your research. Do your research right now. When you start to get fearful, it's a great opportunity to do some learning and figure out those questions that you have. All right. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Get outside, enjoy some time with your weekend and your family. And other than that, we'll see you. Bye.